Welcome, dear students, to our history class of Standard Ninth. Today, we will be doing Chapter 8, Industry and Trade. Industrialization is a period of social and economic change that transforms a human group from an agrarian society into an industrial society, involving the extensive reorganization of an economy for the purpose of manufacturing. Now, industrialization is important for the progress of the country, to improve the productivity and quality of goods, to improve and enhance economic growth, to improve standard of living, to develop social overhead, and better utilization of raw materials. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the growth in industry and trade in India in the post-independence period. Industrial Finance Corporation of India is actually the first financial institute the government established in 1948 after independence. The main aim of the incorporation of IFCI was to provide long-term finance to the manufacturing and industrial sector of the country. It provides financial support for the diversified growth of industries across the spectrum. The financing activities cover various kinds of projects such as airports, roads, telecom, power, real estate, manufacturing, services sector, and such other allied industries. During its 70 years of existence, mega projects like Adani Mundra Ports, GMR, Goa International Airport, Salasar Highways, NRSS Transmission, Raichur Power Corporation, among others, were set up with the financial assistance of IFCI. The Industrial Development Corporation Limited is a public incorporated organization established on 20th October 1954. It is classified as non-government company. It was established to achieve balanced development of industries in public as well as private sectors. It was established to promote economic development, to facilitate industrialization, to create new industries, to create employment opportunities, to promote entrepreneurships, and to enhance economic empowerment. Now, let us learn about some industries in India. Textile industry. Do you know, dear students, that India's textile sector is the second largest employment generator in the country after the agriculture sector, and India is the fifth largest exporter of textiles and apparel in the world. India's textile sector is one of the oldest industries in the Indian economy, dating back to several centuries. It offers direct employment to over 35 million in the country. The archaeological surveys and studies have indicated that the people of Harappan civilization were familiar with weaving and the spinning of cotton for as long as 4,000 years ago. Reference to weaving and spinning materials is found in the Vedic literature. There was a textile trade in India during the early centuries. A block printed and resist dye fabric whose origin is from Gujarat was found in the tombs of Fostat, Egypt. This proves that Indian export of cotton textiles to Egypt or the Nile civilization in medieval times were to a large extent. The industry is extremely varied, with hand-spun and hand-woven textiles at one end of the spectrum. The decentralized power looms, hosiery and knitting sector forms the largest component in the textiles sector. India's textile industry has a capacity to produce wide variety of products suitable for different market segments, both within India and across the world. According to the Textile Committee Act 1963, a textile committee has been established which sets the quality standards for textiles manufactured for sale in the internal market as well as for exports. Silk industry. Silk in the Indian subcontinent is a luxury good. In India, about 97% of the raw mulberry silk is produced in the 5 Indian states of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and Gujarat. India is the second largest producer of silk in the world. Sericulture is an agro-based industry. It involves rearing of silkworms for the production of raw silk, which is the yarn obtained out of cocoons spun by silkworms. The major activities of sericulture comprise of food plant cultivation to feed the silkworms, which spin silk cocoons, and reeling the cocoons for unwinding the silk filament for value-added benefits, such as processing and weaving. Conventional breeding or improved rearing practices alone are inadequate to overcome the daunting problems of producing international grade Indian silk through development of productive mulberry varieties and bivoltine silkworm strains. In this scenario, it was decided to take advantage and harness the benefits of emerging applications of molecular biology and genetic engineering to address various problems that are defying the traditional approaches. Accordingly, the Central Silk Board established Seri Biotechnology Research Laboratory at Bengaluru in collaboration with the World Bank under the National Sericulture Project in 1993. Jute industry. The jute industry occupies a significant place in the Indian economy. Jute is a natural fiber with golden and silky shine, hence it is called the golden fiber. It is the cheapest vegetable fiber procured from the bast or skin of the plant's stem, and the second most important vegetable fiber after cotton in terms of usage, global consumption, production and availability. Jute fiber is 100% biodegradable and recyclable and thus environmentally friendly. Jute textile industry is one of the major industries in eastern India, particularly in West Bengal. Bangladesh is the largest exporter of raw jute, and India is the largest producer as well as the largest consumer of jute products in the world. Jute, the golden fiber, is the raw material for one of India's oldest industries. The first jute mill started production in Bengal in 1856. It is the second important fiber crop of India next to cotton crop. Jute is used for producing a huge variety of utility products like gunny bags, ropes, strings, carpets, rugs and cloths, tarpaulins, upholstery and decoration pieces. In recent times, fiber is also used for manufacturing men's shirting materials, women's saris, salwar kameez materials after making softness process of the fiber. Linen fabrics are nowadays introduced in the textile market of India. Mega cluster. We also have mega cluster scheme that helps weavers, provides financial assistance and raw materials to eligible handicrafts or textile workers through self-finance groups and non-governmental organizations. Hand sculpting. The tradition of Indian sculpture extends from the Indus Valley civilization of 2500 to 1800 BCE, during which small terracotta figurines were produced. The great circular stone pillars and carved lions of the Mauryan period, 3rd century BCE, gave way to mature Indian figurative sculpture in the 2nd and the 1st centuries BCE, in which Hindu and Buddhist themes were already well established. The present-day handicraft tradition of India is a perfect example of assimilation between the traditional designs and modern techniques. The fast-growing demand for Indian handicraft and gifts products has made the sector a full-fledged, large-scale organized industry that is growing day by day. Unlike the traditional weekly market, the village haat, Delhi haat, is permanent. Extensive foundation work, small thatched roof cottages and kiosks give the plaza a village atmosphere. The culture and the environment of Delhi haat is very good. Some shops are permanent, but other sellers are rotated, usually for 15 days. Products offered may include rosewood and sandalwood carvings, embellished camel hide footwear, sophisticated fabric and drapery, gems, beads, brassware, metal crafts, and silk and wool fabrics. Automobile industry. The automobile industry in India is the 5th largest in the world. The Indian automotive industry has emerged as a sunrise sector in the Indian economy. A sunrise industry is the one that is new, is growing fast, and is expected to become important in the future. Vehicles are exported to 40 countries from India. India's tractor industry is the biggest industry in the world. 1/3 of the tractors manufactured worldwide are produced in India. Tractors manufactured in India are exported to Turkey, Malaysia, and several other countries in Africa. Cement industry. India is the 2nd largest producer of cement in the world. No wonder India's cement industry is a vital part of its economy, providing employment to more than 1 million people, directly or indirectly. Ever since it was deregulated in 1982, the Indian cement industry has attracted huge investments, both from Indian as well as foreign investors. India has a lot of potential for development in the infrastructure and construction sector, and the cement sector is expected to largely benefit from it. Leather industry. The leather industry in India accounts for around 12.9% of the world's leather production of hides and skins and handles a robust annual production. The country accounts for 9% of the world's footwear production. The industry is known for its consistency in high export earnings, and it is among the top 10 foreign exchange earners for the country. India has an abundance of raw materials with access to 20% of world's cattle and buffalo and 11% of the world's goat and sheep population. Salt industry. India is the 3rd largest salt producing country in the world after China and USA, with global annual production being about 230 million tons. The growth and achievement of salt industry over the last 60 years has been spectacular. When India attained independence in 1947, salt was being imported from the United Kingdoms and Athens to meet its domestic requirement. But today, it has not only achieved self-sufficiency in production of salt to meet its domestic requirement, but also is in a position of exporting surplus salt to foreign countries. India's annual consumption of edible salt was at around 90 lakh tons and industrial salt at 110 lakh tons. Bicycle industry. In India, cycling has grown not just in terms of number of people who have taken it up, but it has grown as an industry too. Indian cycle industry is second largest in the world, followed by China. It is worth mentioning that 22 million units are made in the country every year and the annual turnover is 7,000 crores. The main center of bicycle manufacturing in India is Ludhiana. India exports bicycles to countries like Nigeria, Mexico, Kenya, Uganda, and Brazil. Khadi and Village Industries. The Khadi and Village Industry Commission was established to give impetus to industrialization in rural areas. The main objectives behind the establishment of the corporation were to develop the traditional industries, handicrafts, cottage industries, and to encourage industries that use the material and human resources available at the local level and make the villages self-reliant by creating employment there. Dear students, in this class we have discussed about industries like textiles, silk, jute, hand sculpting, automobile, cement, leather, salt, bicycle and khadi and village industry. We will continue with the remaining part of the lesson in our next video. That's all for this class. Thank you.